The creature from the pit is, well, it's an odd one, and there's quite a few oddities when it comes to Doctor Who. But basically the story is, and I assume they're still traveling with the randomizer, but they get a distress signal, and they arrive on this planet that's, it's all jungle-like, and there's a lot of plant life and whatnot, and metal is very rare, so it's very valuable, and it's all under the control of their nasty ruler, the Lady Adrasta. And Adrasta, she's like the Wicked Queen or something, and then even Romana is all dressed in white like a fairy princess. I'm sure that was all accident. But so there they are, plus Adrasta's kind of hot. So, but it's interesting because so they show up, and there's some, there's a mystery to be solved. There's some weird artifact that they have to deal with. Oh, I think it's some kind of eggshell and all this sort of stuff. Then they encounter Adrasta's huntsmen, and they attack with their wolf weeds. So it's like these I don't know, giant Brussels sprouts that attack people and leave them covered in webs and whatnot. But it's interesting because they're not completely unaware of alien life and space travel and stuff, and yet they seem rather medieval and backward in their abilities. And then even more so, some other guys that Romana runs into are basically just cavemen living in a tent. And their whole way of getting around would be to steal and whatnot. And ultimately they end up robbing Adrasta's place. But her main punishment for wrongdoers is to toss people into this pit where there's a monster in there, and that will feed on them. And the Doctor ends up going down in there very willingly just to get away from Adrasta and whatnot, but discovers that, there is this creature, which this is the... I mean, it's supposed to be this weird green glowing globule thing, which it sort of is, but it... it's rather embarrassing. There's a rather phallic element to it. And even Tom Baker interacts with it. So, well, yeah, what are you gonna do? But it is very alien looking in a lot of ways. So, well, yeah. So, it turns out the creature is not just some weird monster. It's an alien ambassador who was coming to the planet to make trade with the planet. They literally can weave metal, and could provide that for them in exchange for chlorophyll, which they're in desperate need of, and which they feed upon and all that. Well, Adrasta, she liked being in control of her monopoly over the metal, So good Lord, if this deal comes along and suddenly they've got plenty of metal, there goes her wealth. So she tossed the creature in the pit and left it there, and was tossing people down into it. There's a soothsayer that she threw down there, and the Doctor meets him. I guess I don't know if the creature is trying to communicate with them and may have accidentally killed some of them. I don't know, but the soothsayer doesn't die. I guess he just was smart enough not to get too close, so it doesn't run them over. But that's how that works out. And K9, of course, is around. But this is the episode where K9 suddenly has a different voice. Oh, I wonder how that happened. Well, remember in Destiny of the Daleks, K9 had developed laryngitis, so maybe it took a wrong turn, and so his voice is a little off. But the wolf weeds outdo K9 for a while, but he survives. But it's also interesting in the aspect that it comes to a conclusion. The villain, Adrasta, is defeated and dies, and we discover the truth of the alien and all that. And you think, well, there you go. And then Romana and the Doctor can hop in the TARDIS and be on their way. But, oh, no, it's not over yet, because there's still a problem. So that's an interesting little bit, because normally that's how things end. But no, it turns out the what were they, the Tythians or something like that, the alien people. And once they realized that something had gone wrong with their ambassador, they decided, oh, it's an act of war. So they sent a dwarf star or something like that off course, and it's coming towards the planet, and it's going to destroy it. And the alien's like, yeah, that sucks. I wish I could do something about that, but I can't. So I'm getting out of here. So the alien can recreate a ship, can weave it, And so the doctor comes up with a solution utilizing the TARDIS and all that. And so they do it. And they're able to spare the people of the planet Chloris. And so off they go. And you utilize there's some funny aspects of it, because the reason the alien couldn't tell people what was going on, it's unable to speak without its communication device, which is this sort of, I don't know, badge-like thing. And once they get in contact with it, first it uses the doctor's voice, then Romana's, then the lady addressed her herself, make her do it. And then ultimately K9 has to be the voice, which I wasn't sure would even work, but it just puts the antenna on the communication device, and they're good. So all's well that ends well. There's a lot of some funny dialogue and whatnot. And I didn't catch it. Maybe if Douglas Adams was the still the script editor or something like that, because you get some of that in there during his era. You can certainly have tell when his influence is within Doctor Who, and sorely missed today. Oh yeah, but anyway, so I like the episode. I don't mind that it's all on soundstage in a lot of ways. Sometimes that way it works. It's fine. And once again, in a creepy tunnel pit and all that sort of stuff, which I'm sure is props and stuff they've used and reused several times. But so what? It's just, boy, that creature. I don't. What are you gonna do? You didn't see that. Oh well. But anyway, a good episode of the Doctor, and certainly, even despite the fact that there's some predictable. Oh, the title is The Creature from the Pit, and there's a horrible monster in there, and it turns out to. It's just all misunderstood. The real monster was the hot chick in the evil queen outfit. But it's also an interesting thing about, boy, if aliens came and said, look, we've got tons of gold, it would cripple the economy overnight. But yeah, that's the truth. Once things are plentiful, they're not really as valuable as they once were. How about that? So there we go, The Creature from the Pit. Check it out if you haven't. It's again, there's some oddities about it, but it's a pretty good episode of Doctor Who. Thanks for watching and listening. Say, while you're still here, why not like and subscribe and share with your many friends? Yes. Also, check out my mini stores in the link description below. Yes, where you can get t-shirts, hats, mugs, all those goodies with my artwork on them. Oh, yeah. And head over to indieplanet.com and pick up a copy of my comic book, Night Night. Oh, yeah. You can also catch me at my podcast, Mr Nailsin Show, on RadioMisfits.com. And you can also watch my videos on BitChute.com and now on Rumble.com. Oh, my goodness, so many places to watch me and my stuff. Oh, yeah. And if that's not enough for you, well, you can follow me on many social media platforms and say hi to your old pal, Mr. Nailsin.